Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We are taking a look at the Bitcoin chart. It's quite interesting at the moment because Bitcoin is currently undergoing a stress test on the micro level of the bullish scenario, which can only really be preferred when we see a reaction to this support region that I already talked about, like yesterday or late Sunday. Can't remember. We talked about this support area anyway, this micro support area, as critical and crucial, let's say, jump off point for this yellow third wave. But it is obviously it needs to be proven, because remember that we have started this correction here. I go to the 1 hour chart. We started this correction in March, and the downside pattern was a little bit incomplete, not on the larger time frame. And if I zoom out, I mean, it looks complete. The problem I have is that just technically these this move down here that started in April, like 23rd of April, that was only a 3-wave move. So normally when we say, okay, we have here this WXY correction. Yep, surely. I mean, the low could be in here, but then this would be like an A, B, C, but the C wave would be a 5-wave move. And clearly it did only form 3. So, I mean, there is a way around it. I mean, everything is possible, right? But is it, from a probabilities point of view, you know, is this really probable? You know, yeah, it's not improbable, but it's also not, you know, probabilities aren't that high that I can say, okay, we've bottomed now. I can't fully trust this, because if Bitcoin bottomed there, then it was kind of an exotic pattern, at least on the microstructure. On the micro, because then I could say, okay, this here was, yep, a WXY, the assumption is correct. But then within the Y wave, this is another WXY. Yeah, so it's a little bit messy. Possible though, but messy, and can't really trust it. Regardless, it takes a 1-2 setup to confirm it. The wave 1 might be this move up. The wave 2 might be this move down. We've been watching for the development of 5 waves into the area between 65, 66K roughly. That happened. Okay, so that's great. And then the analysis told us, be ready for a pullback. Be ready for a pullback into this area, and we're now steering into this area, or moving into this area. It's at least a little bit movement, right? I mean, it's still nothing to get excited about. It's between 61,928 and 58,361, and I'm going to zoom in a minute. Well, that is the short-term bullish scenario, in which then a third wave rally could happen, taking us into the 70K region, then a 4-5 even higher. So that is the bullish thesis. I'm not saying this is going to play out literally. As I said, I cannot confirm this until I see a pullback into the support region, which is happening, but also that the price stabilizes, because at the moment it is catching the falling knife. It looks quite good though. It looks quite good. We see a nice and slow move down into support. It looks like a corrective pullback, and that's precisely actually what we want to see in such a correction. So it's actually looking quite good. But anyway, there is also a bearish scenario, which is basically just based on the current trend, which is still down, because we haven't really seen any higher highs, higher lows. Yep, a higher high, but only above this high, and not yet a higher low. Okay, at least we have no low in place. So I just need that first 1-2 setup regardless. In the short-term bearish thesis, yep, we have a WXY. So even if it breaks, the overall thesis could still be obviously correct and is still unfolding. And then within the Y wave, we have an A. Then this B wave is A, B, C as a flat structure. And then we get one more low in C. Now, I can't really confirm this until we break below support. I hope that's clear, that there is one level that distinguishes between the short-term bullish and the short-term bearish potential. And bear in mind that both are part of an overall bullish scenario. Okay, but yeah, there is one key level that distinguishes between the bullish and the bearish potential. That's the $58,360 level. And that's the 78.6 retracement. Now let's go to the 30-minute chart. Here, I would say for now we disregard the blue count. Blue is, as I said yesterday, only an alternative. It is technically possible that the price is turning around here and just forms one more high in wave 5. Yeah, so that this wasn't wave 5, which topped on Monday. But wave 5 is still unfolded, or hasn't even started yet. I would keep that only like as plan B, in case it makes another high and then comes down. I find that less reliable, less likely at the moment. Also looking at ETH, it just doesn't. So this looks more like a wave 2 now. We have these 5 waves up, obviously, and now we have a nice A wave down, a B wave into resistance. So the resistance area was nicely respected. And now that gives confidence, because it means that we could be really on the right track here, which is always challenging on the micro level. And now this C wave down here is likely unfolding. And you can see I've labeled it. I mean, the micro counting, again, that's completely unreliable, but it looks as if we already have 5 waves down. Now, that 5th wave, I'd prefer it a little bit longer. I'd prefer if it gets to 61,660. That's the 100% extension level I communicated yesterday to you. It is based on the length of the A wave. Then we go to the high of the B wave and we measure the length of the C. That's a key target. Sometimes we don't quite get there, just because also there are some inaccuracies between different exchanges and so on. We're close enough for me to call it potentially complete. But I would be on the lookout here for 2 things. First of all, if it rallies now, it could just be an extended 4th. That's possible. Or it could be this 5th wave if we rally, right? But at the moment, if we get a convincing break above 63,030, that high, and then also a break above the B wave high, I think a low has been made. But then again, it's always the game of probabilities, so we need another 1-2 setup. Also, be aware if we rally from here, because we haven't come down deep into support, if the rally remains corrective, it's always possible that this is just the A wave of a larger correction. Then we get a B wave rally and we come down and C. That's always possible. So again, you know, we need that. We again need that first impulse, because if this is an A, B, C, this B wave, or what would be a B, can't be a 5-wave move. So again, we will be watching for the next 5-wave move. That's how we build probabilities. But for the most part, as soon as we ideally get into this region, ideally get to 61,660 at least, and then see an impulsive reaction, that's what we need to see, then the low is likely in. So these are the parameters we need to be watching for today. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 as well as regular updates about stocks, then feel free to check our stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description as well. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.